In other global news, Iran has ushered in the new year with violent protests that refuse to die down. Thousands of Iranians are out on the streets, marching against soaring inflation, water and power shortages, and fifth day of the protest turned out to be the deadliest. On Thursday, clashes erupted between demonstrators and security forces in two separate parts of Iran. In Dagestan province, the 3 people have died in the standoff, with 17 others being wounded. Local media say that the clashes began after a group of rioters took advantage of ongoing protests to allegedly attack the police. Hours before, a clash took place in southwest Iran's Lodagan city between protesters and security forces. 2 civilians were killed, and local media also reported property damage in the area. Now, the first confirmed death was of a member of Iran's security forces who was killed on Wednesday night. The deputy governor of Dagestan province said a 21-year-old member of the Basij from the city of Kudasht was killed. The Basij are a volunteer paramilitary force linked to Iran's Revolutionary Guards, and this takes the total death toll to up to 6. Cities including Tehran, Isfahan, Shiraz, Karaj, and Fasa are witnessing protests that have spread to over 17 out of the 31 provinces. The provinces of Chahar Mahal, Bakhtiyari, Elam, Khuzestan, Khorasan, Razavi, and Loristan are on the boil and are seeing fresh demonstrations. On Wednesday, protesters also attacked a government building in southern Iran. Eyewitness video released showed people trying to access a building in Fars province, and authorities confirmed that a portion of the provincial governor's office door and its glass were destroyed. Another footage showed protesters clashing with security forces in the western city of Hamadan. And earlier, Iran's prosecutor general had warned that any attempt to create insecurity would be met with a decisive response. On New Year's Eve, authorities announced a holiday for banks, schools, and several other public institutions. And the reason, officials said, was due to cold weather and the need to preserve energy. And protests began on Sunday in Tehran's largest mobile phone market, where shopkeepers shuttered their businesses. The rally have since built momentum, with students at 10 universities in the capital and other cities joining in on Tuesday. Government has appointed a new governor to the central bank after the former official resigned following a record currency fall against the US dollar. Now, inflation in Iran has surged past 42%, driven by a collapsing rial and sharply rising living costs. As the rial weakens to record lows, prices are spiraling. Food costs are up 72% year on year, while health and medical items have risen 50%. Sanctions, political uncertainty, and the fear of wider conflict are compounding pressure on households, shrinking purchasing power and pushing the economy closer to the risk of hyperinflation. And all this has now led to the big question: how will the Pezeshkian government and the supreme leader ensure that Iranians get a stable economy?